quick extras. In this video I'm just going to show you the new width stamp feature in the WidthScribe tool version 2 from Astute Graphics. And now I'm going to show you some of the features of this, because this plugin is one of those plugins that's got a vast number of possibilities, creative possibilities, and I'm going to do a couple of videos on the subject, just go through all the various settings. This is going to be a quick run through issue. Okay, so I've got an image here. You know, I could use pass, I could use text and other things as well, and I'm going to show those as well. So first thing to do, I'm not going to use the make with top object. I'll do that a little later in another video. This one, make with preset, that's the first one I'm going to do. So I'm just going to click this. I'm going to use an image in this one, make with preset. Now the initial preset is actually not brilliant, because it's obviously very intense, and of course it depends on the image, etc., the actual size, various settings. So obviously you can tweak that, don't have to stick with that. You can actually just say I'm going to go for, say, 30, so I can actually make it a lot darker. I'm going to modify the spacing so you can actually see a bit more. 15, so it's a bit, yeah, okay, so you can actually see the image now. It's obviously, it makes a stab at a sort of a nice preset, but depends on, obviously I'm using 1000 by 1000 artboard. So right, so once you've actually got that, that's using the half grid preset. Now the presets are really basically just the same as the make with top object, but these are just sort of inbuilt ones where you've got various settings like spacing, angle, so you don't have to go and obviously manipulate the path. Then this is all just done internally. So, and there's actually got this panel, but you can actually go here and you've got all the various settings here. Show curve, there's a curve. If you want to, you can actually see the curve just by clicking all settings as well. So it comes through all the various settings. There's quite a few ones that are split, long contours, etc. Various color, spacing. Some of these are useful for different presets, some are not. So these ones, like the origin point, not so useful for this one. So I'm going to cancel there. Just going to go through the various things. So this one's grid, creates a up and down, so you can actually just see the lines there. And again, depends really on the setting here. So you can just go down here, set it to 45, the angle, and you can see it's now angled at 45 degrees. And I'm going to increase the setting again. I don't want, it's just a bit too, so that's 15. And maybe make that 20, so it's not. Now you can modify the fidelity, which makes it sort of rougher or smoother. I mean, but obviously it just adds more sort of slowness to it, because it makes more intense pass, more complicated pass. High fidelity results in more closely spaced width markers, which you might want, but on my machine, which is not the quickest of machines, it's probably best to keep it fairly low, but it makes it slightly a bit rougher, the image. Anyway, so just going to go with that. Now, grid. Again, you can modify the spacing and angle in numerous ways to create sort of unusual effects. So you have it 90 degrees, but you don't have to have it 90, 30, whatever. There's also waves, which is quite nice. It's got a nice curved wave. Like I say, you can actually, once you've actually gone through, you can expand this. You can release it. That just removes all the whole effect, which is fine if you want to start again from so. But you can expand and then obviously work with the actual results. So you can modify the amplitude. Again, you've got spacing options. Again, it's not the quickest when I'm doing the tutorial, so it's just going to see occasionally. Yep, it's going to. So you can change the spacing, so maybe make it a bit, so you've got a nice sort of, becomes very abstract then, of course, but you've got nice sort of curves. Again, you can modify the max, so you can sort of turn around and say, well, I don't want it those thick lines, I want it down to 5. So, but at that point, you can hardly see the actual image at all. So it actually works. There's a certain point where you think, no. So 20, you can see more. If you actually have it 30, at this point, you actually virtually, and the course goes 50 or something, it might actually end up. No, it's fine, but I'm just going to go for 20, so you can actually see the image and see the actual waves, which is what I really want to do. Modify the frequency as well. set the frequency so it's a bit more rapid. Obviously the lower it gets, more rapid. So of course you can put it to 100, which maybe makes it a little bit not so bad. Right, got waves. You've also got a zigzag, which is very similar. It's just a more so there, more angular, and you can again modify the spacing. And the other options are concentric circles, which is quite a nice one. See, some of these ones, like this is concentric circles. Now you can go over to, I'm going to show you all settings. And all settings you've got here, the origins. So these are the things where you can say, turn around and say, well, I don't want the origin to be there. I want it 40. So you can see it actually moves. So say 100, 120, you can move it over. 400. You can sort of move it off the side, so you can sort of just get, even there with concentric circles, you can actually just move it off and make a sort of like arc design. So there's numerous possibilities there, and of course you can do the other way as well. So 400 downwards to make it sort of zooming out from that radial design coming out from the corner. Right, now I'm just going to get rid of that because I don't want that. Concentric circles, concentric squares, you can do the same, and you've got the same option. You can actually move the origin, and again you can modify the spacing, so you can make it 20, 10, and again creates really quite intense images just using that. Circular spiral, and I'm going to put that out a bit, so 30. So you've got circular spiral, and again you can move the origin of that as well, so you can put the origin. So if I just go to all settings, you can actually turn around and say 40, just moves that over, or 400, just moves it off to the side again, much the same as the other one actually. At that point, 200. Clockwise, you can modify it, whether it's clockwise, anti-clockwise, again cancel. And the last one out in this video, I'm just going to go, is the square spiral, which is quite nice as well. It just creates a nice square spiral, and you can modify the angle, so you have 90, so it becomes just a very basic square design. But again, make it 45, and again you modify the spacing. And with this again, you can change the there 40, make it more intense. 20. Okay, so once you've actually done that and you think finished with this image, I can actually just go expand, and it will come up with a optimizing width markers at this point. I'll let it do it for this one. Okay, and there you have it. You've got all these lovely, and of course you can still modify it. So you can actually go to the width profile. That's that one there, width tool, and you can modify each of those if you want to do it very carefully. Actually, that's why this tool is brilliant. It just does it all for you. You don't have to then go and modify these individually. It creates lovely width profiles and just great for, like I say, images. Once you've actually, of course, done this, you've got the image here, you can then copy it over maybe into Photoshop and use it with various images. And of course now with the Creative Cloud, I'm just going to quickly go down to libraries. So you've got libraries here. You can of course select the entire design and just drag that over into the library, and it will, as you see with the plus sign, save it into the library. I don't know how long it will take because it's quite a complex path. It's not the quickest path, but it's been there. Artwork 133, it has been saved, and there you have it. You can then use it, of course, quickly in Photoshop. Anyway, I hope you found this quick tutorial of the WidthStamp tool. It's a great plugin to check out. It's Astute Graphics, and there's obviously a demo tool on their site.